So here's an update with a little bit of an overview on what's been going on with building another 68 Chevelle. I have had this thing up and running for about 2 weeks, running errands with it and just kind of shaking it out and seeing if there's any problems, and frankly really have had nothing come up at all. Let's see, my dome light went out and it turned out to be a loose connection in the trunk, easy to deal with. And while I've been driving it around, I've also, I had it compliant with brake lights and turn signals in the back pretty quickly, but took my time on getting the front lights in. So now I have front turn signals and headlights work. Those are the dated halogen ones, so they're not very bright. I haven't driven this thing at night yet, don't intend to for a while. I'm probably going to put some LED lights in there at some point, but I could do a rant all by itself on aftermarket bumpers. Not impressed. Massively flimsy and thin, which I kind of knew, but man, are they flimsy, and compared to the original ones. And I have originals on the other Chevelle there, which are nice and thick and heavy. But if I can come across some original ones and fix them and re-chrome them, I think I would do that. Like I said, tail lights, brake lights, got reverse lights in there, even got the license plate light in there, and all original fixtures. Didn't have to buy anything on that. Just had to do a lot of restoration. Dipped them, got rid of the rust, repainted them, polished them up where I needed to. And the bezels on the turn signals are horribly pitted, so I've got aftermarket ones coming of those, and if they are legit enough, I'll run with those, and if they're not, I will have those guys re-chromed, but hoping not to do that. Let's see. So we got that whole thing. Obviously the hood is missing. Well, it's not missing. It's just not on. The hood, I'm using a 69 2-inch raised cowl hood, which is over here. And same hood I used on the first Chevelle. And get a lot of compliments on that thing. I really like how it looks. It really adds a fair amount of mean to the car, so I'm running with it again. Went to put this on the other day, and I had what I thought were terrific original hinges that turned out to crumple on me as I was working on them, so they did not survive the mess. I've got a couple other hinges coming, so for now, no hood. Today's exciting, going to the tuners. This thing, this computer got a bench tune a year or so ago, and frankly it's been driving great. I have no complaints about it at all. Shift points and transmission are great. Car drives very consistently. Be interesting to see what the starting horsepower is, and after Nick tunes it. So the interior is much further along than it looks. Back seats in, headliners in. Got a video on that. Windows are all adjusted, all the rubber's in. Dashboard is completely in except for the air conditioning vents that will go down low. Probably going to put the carpet in first before those, maybe not. And then waiting for my my upholsterer to give me a holler and say, hey, you're next. And we'll get those covered. And let's see. The car runs and drives great. I'm really happy with it. First car I put rack and pinion in. This one has a quick ratio steering box, which I'm so far loving. That dash is a Dakota Digital VHX dash, which just illuminates proper. Oh yeah, I got the dome light in the reflection there. That works. That was a thing. There we go. Dome light off. Okay, car. Starts right up. Gotta love it. So that's pretty much the startup every time. If it's warm, I can just barely punch that starter motor and it starts right up. If it's cold, I let the fuel pressure build for a second and then it starts right up. But it's a pleasure, and I just pulled it out of the garage before I started filming this, so it's still cold. Yeah, rock bottom on the temp. And what you can't see on the odometer on the left there, because I guess I can't film. Let's see. Maybe I can get closer to see something. Nope. Yeah, the backlight's too bright. Is that it's got 76.4 miles on it. when you put the new electronic dash in, you go through a little process to set the odometer, and it zeroes itself out. And once you set that, I think you can't set it again. You probably can, but I don't need to. And so what I did is, after I was confident this thing was halfway street worthy, maybe 20 miles after assembly, I zeroed out or set up the odometer. So it's now had 76.4 shakeout miles, if you will, and about half of that's been freeway. The rest of it's been town driving, hills, flat, whatever. And this is a classic stereo reproduction radio that looks like the original and fits in obviously to the original bezel cutouts, but it's actually Bluetooth. It does have FM capability, FM AM, if you throw an antenna on it, which I have opted not to do. On the first car, I tried doing a hidden antenna, and it didn't work very well, so I just kind of like figuring, I'll just Bluetooth anything off my phone. It does have auxiliary connections if I wanted to put a dedicated something on there, or just connect my phone to it, but the Bluetooth works fine, so I can stream stuff if I want something live, or do music, whatever. It's working fine. Vintage air. I've got the air box installed as normal under the dash, although it's not really as normal. I've got it spaced off the firewall so that I can run all the computer wiring behind that. And I think I've done a video on that. I may not have, or I may not have published it, but there is the glove box with everything. Let's see if the dome light helps with that. Yeah, a little bit. The dash, the computer is tucked up under there on the far right, and then that relay box is the engine controls, and obviously a bunch of fuses for relays like fan relays and starter or neutral safety switch relays, and as well as the drive-by-wire system requires a special setup so that the computer gets voltage and not voltage at certain times based on what the pedal is doing. So it just needs to know what your pedal's doing, and that's one way of talking to it. And what else? That is pretty much it. Oh, big day today. Tuning it, and again, I'll tag on to the end of this the before and after horsepower, but gotta run. Thanks. So this is later in the day, and when we showed up, the first few runs were right around 278, 79 horsepower, and final runs were right at 300. So it's about 21 horsepower found, and I was hoping for more always, but the bench tune on this was really close, so there wasn't a lot of adjustments to make, but car definitely runs better, and power all the way through. There were some flat spots, so there we go. We'll just keep plugging away with getting the car finished up, and start in on body work soon, and some more details. And thanks for watching.